Sometimes, when we think of or share our experience, there are hard or sad parts that we would rather just forget. You come back and you want to share exuberant experiences. And sometimes we leave out stories that are hard or make us feel ashamed or guilty. Let's listen to Julie Lupian of From Mission to Mission talk about this.
But one of the things that gets left out is dealing with what the hard parts of those experiences, the emotional or the painful things. These experiences can do all sorts of things, can trigger all kinds of things or bring up things. So we have one extreme, something horrible has happened. The other side of things could be the fact that I thought we were going to do more. I thought it was going to be different. I thought we were going to be this kind of group, or I thought we were going to be able to leave there and feel like we fixed things, or whether they use that language or not. There's some levels of expectations or some level of disappointment that some people feel. That either one of those sides may or may not happen, But the thing that happens to, I would say, just about everyone I've ever met is, what do I do with the feelings that I have about seeing the conditions people live in, or knowing more about their reality? It breaks your heart to see the way things can be for people, and some of the conditions they live in, and some of the hardships, and some of the tragedies, some of the trauma that they're exposed to. And to know that I'm going to get on a plane in a few days and come back and go back to my life. It breaks our hearts. And oftentimes those things are not addressed. And there's not necessarily a space to talk about those things, the hard things. I know some of the things that people witness, some of the traumas. Every one of us have our own personal history that we take with us. And you never know what somebody's going to see or experience, what that's going to trigger in me. I work with a lot of people who have had trauma in their lives, and then they step out of their comfort zone where you're vulnerable, and depending on how safe you feel, or how supported or secure you feel, it might trigger all kinds of things. So we're all unique, and we take our life history with us. And so what we see, we're asked to go and have it impact us. We are asked to go so that it touches our hearts and breaks our hearts open. That's why we're going. But it can also have more of a lasting or a bigger wound for some people, depending on their personal history and whatever it is that they took with them, that's within them. So I think an important piece for those of you preparing people to go, especially people that maybe haven't done this before, that's part of that. The importance of a good preparation is to help people be able to feel comfortable in going with their reality. I think it's important that if you're really going to build a sense of community, that somehow some of this stuff might even come up. Do you have any concerns? Are there any hopes? Or, some of that might come up so that you might know about each other to support each other as you go through it. And that's the importance of spending each day doing good prayer and reflection with each other so that people can say, I just can't handle seeing that anymore. Doesn't mean that the next day you're gonna go back and be in it, but to be able to say it out loud and then to pray about it. But the thing that has a lasting effect and is a good thing, it's part of what we're about as a human family, is that a part of our heart will always be broken knowing that people are suffering in our world. One of the lines I've always appreciated is that in our world, if one hurts, we all hurt. And that is one of the most important things we bring back, is that part of our heart that hurts because our sisters and brothers hurt. And that's part of solidarity, is that we can hurt with them. And you never know what it might encourage us, what it might lead to, as far as what we do with our lives or what we act on or commitments we make. But I do think that one of the hard parts is also one of the gifts, is that our hearts are different because of the people that we have met. And so I just would like to take a moment for us to pray for the people that we've been with, the things that broke our hearts.
Let's now take a moment just to hold in our hearts the people in our world, people we know their names, and people we've heard about, people we've encountered, or we just know in the news. Let's hold those people in our hearts who are in need of healing and peace. We need to know they're not alone, loving God. We trust that you are already holding the people we think of today in the palm of your hand and bringing them close to you. We just pray today that in some way those we think of can feel our love and care for them. Be with them. Be with us. Amen.